live. We'll do it live.
All right, it's the halftime show. I'm welcome back with Sammy. I was treading water trying to do this show by myself. He's back. A lot happened in the game and now halftime. I made an allusion to it earlier in the show. Like, I want to see Heat. Like, I told you this. I want to see Heat Lake Show in the finals. You know, the old school. Like, the Heat just always needs that one superstar to, like, wrangle everybody else and then somehow make it. You know, because what you said, you know, it's a good organization. Boston, I don't know. I guess Kemba Walker isn't showing up to play. Jason Tatum is missing big-time shots. But what can I say about my Lake shows?
Yeah, I believe.
Oh, and I wanted to bring this up too. So you remember when it was going to be Lakers-Clippers, and I was like, I'm going to wait to see who the best one's going to be. And that's who I was going to pick, right? And then you said, I jumped the gun.
Yes, I do.
When I called the Lake Show, my team, I was like, I just want to be Lake Show guy. And you're like, well, what about the Clips? What about the Clips? It's a Lake Show. So I would have been. So it was destiny. I was gonna be a Lake Show guy, Sammy. You can't fight that kind of chi in the universe.
Yes.
You have to.
You're a sinner. You were living your best Los Angeles life, and you made the correct decision. You knew not to get down with an organization who in 49 years, now 50, has never made it to a conference final. That's one of the most amazing things I ever heard.
It's crazy.
50 years, and you've never even got to the conference finals. Big choke job by Kawhi and Paul George. I think this stink lies with the both of them for the rest of their careers, including Doc Rivers. So I would say the three of them. So shout out to the Nuggets, who have been able to force 2 Game 7s, but it's definitely more about the Clips choking than anything.
Yeah, I mean, Kawhi just didn't show up. Playoff P, I mean, he was out. It was like I was shooting out there. I mean, you might as well have put me in the game. Probably could have got, maybe I might have laced a few threes. Who knows? I mean, we got to go back to playoff
More
P.
than him.
How do you call yourself playoff P and then not, like, rise to the occasion, you know? I can't even think of, like, something appropriate to compare it as. But it's just like, you know, like if, I don't know. Ryan Fitzpatrick was like, yeah, I'm the best quarterback of all time, you know, whatever. It's just bad. And that, will he continue to say that he's playoff P? And what's going to happen to the Clips? Are they going to stay together? Are they going to break up? I mean, they probably going to stay around, right?
I mean, yeah, they're still one of the top teams in the West with the talent they acquired. I was hearing that Doc is safe, so he should be back for at least another year. All I heard, or I'm pretty sure all everyone heard after the loss was chemistry issues. We in jail. You know, we're still figuring each other out. So the only way that it gets solved is if they decide to have better chemistry or work together or figure it out together. They're saying Montrezl Harrell and Paul George got into it, and there's some rumblings about the guys who were there before Kawhi and Paul George not really being too happy with how the team is now that they're here. So even though they were still the Vegas favorites to win it at the beginning of the playoffs, and let alone the season, it's interesting that they crashed and burned the way they did. And like I said, that shit's gonna stay with them for the rest of their careers. It's if you're playoff P, you got to go down with the ship. So you're probably playoff P until you retire. But now it's like an oxymoron with the performance you had. I mean, did you see that fucking shot off the side of the backboard?
That's what I was.
It
was bad.
That was not professional.
That was like in Space Jam when like all the players lose their powers, you know, and they're out there like trying to play, and like the Monstars like stole their mojo. Like that's kind of what it looked like happened.
Oh man, do you think that's what happened to the Lakers? Oh,
maybe.
Shit.
I don't
LeBron's
know.
in the new Space Jam. That's a storyline.
Maybe they were filming Space Jam 2, and they're like, you have to play like shit because your character loses its. And they probably. What if we just found the biggest sports conspiracy of all time? Under the table, millions of dollars, because there's tons of cameras in there. Hey, you're gonna be here, play bad.
That's what it looked like. It looked like somebody had some bets out.
There's no way that's true, but if it is true, you heard it here first.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You say that word and everything goes away, right? Allegedly.
All right. So is this the Lakers to lose? I mean, how many? Like, what's your prediction for the Denver Lake Show series? Is it? I'd be another 4-1.
Yeah, I mean, with the momentum that the Nuggets have, I could easily see them winning a second game, but I'm going to go with the gentleman's sweep. If LeBron James is who we think he is, this is when you lock in. The rival, the team that was supposed to beat you, the guy that was supposed to dethrone you is no longer there. So it's no secret that the odds are supposedly in your favor, and you are now the favorites to go ahead and take this thing home. But with that being said, we see what pressure has done to different players. LeBron James is not impervious to it. Anthony Davis has never felt pressure like this. So it should be an interesting series because Denver is still going to be able to play with that feeling of the world against us, no one giving us a chance. So let's just go out there and do what we got to do. While the Lakers will feel some of that pressure, or if not the exact same pressure that the Clippers felt, that pretty much weighed them out of town to fucking losing the series.
Denver. Man, they've been a fun team to watch. This has been a really good playoff to watch. Like, some pretty good games. Even though, like, some of the series ended quickly. Like Lake Show. There was still a bunch of drama. And, all that kind of stuff. So, I'm rooting for the Lake Show. I want Lake Show heat. Sammy, is that going to happen? Is that plausible? Who you got in the finals?
I mean, the Heat are doing everything that they can to make that happen. I can't see myself really going against a team that's up 2-0, but stranger things have happened. But I'm a fan of momentum, and I feel like it's with the Miami Heat right now. So I definitely can see them coming out of the West and would take them in the series right now. As far as the Lakers Nuggets, this is going to be an interesting game one tonight. I really want to see who comes out hitting the shots in the beginning of the game because I do feel like, unlike the Clippers, I don't think the Lakers are just going to choke away multiple leads in this series. It's more so going to be about the role players around LeBron and AD, as well as Joker and Jamal Murray, who's really hitting shots, who's moving the ball the best, and are creating the best looks for their teammates. And I feel like that'll be the team that wins. So I would take the Lakers Heat. You definitely called it before Game 2. So before this series went 2-0, you already seen it coming. So shout out to you for that. But yeah, at this point, I have to agree with you. It's looking like Heat Lakers.
You know why I call stuff out? Because I got unlimited minutes, Sammy. Okay? I'm calling it all out.
Straight like that.
Did you like that joke? Was it a bad, terrible joke? NFL. Joey Burrow at Cleveland. The king of Cleveland. Who's going to win it? It's
the
13-21. Baker Mayfield's looking pretty good. Odell finally got a touchdown. Joey Burrow still moving the sticks. Sammy, what do you got for me on this first half so far?
What I have for you right now is Baker Mayfield is playing like a motivated quarterback against the worst defense in the league probably. Joey Burrow is better than him. I'm going to say that today. Maybe someone said it yesterday, but with this head-to-head, with this being Joe Burrow's second game ever playing against a tougher defense, for them to even be in the game is pretty impressive to me. After he looked like he was somewhat capable against the Chargers last week, but yeah, I mean definitely good football, definitely a good sports night in general. Not to go back to basketball, but with the Heat and the Celtics and this going on, they're looking like they're probably clicking on better cylinders as far as each team. There's a lot of sloppy play week one, but for the turnaround from Sunday to Thursday, I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing from the Bake Show because he couldn't have survived a terrible outing tonight. Like he couldn't have came to practice Friday or watched TV when he got home tonight if he came out and put up a shit show like he did against us. But at the same time, let's just be aware that the Cincinnati Bengals are far from the Baltimore Ravens. So with a grain of salt, Joey Burrow looks better than him, though. That's what I'm saying. Joey Burrow looks better.
Yeah, Joe's my guy. I was rooting for them the whole drive. Like, I never had any reason to watch the Cincinnati Bengals until now. Like, there's just been no reason for me to watch them. Like, they're just that other team in Ohio that's orange and brown. You think they could have mixed up the colors a little bit, but, it is Cleveland, so they don't want to get too confused by stuff. But, yeah. And
Wow.
you know, if
Shout out to
Odell,
Cleveland. We love you.
if you know, like if Odell didn't get a touchdown or didn't get his, like, there was going to be a meltdown. Like, and I
Oh
think dealing
man.
with that, like, and there's trade rumors for OBJ. As always, every year he wants to get traded. I mean, where's he gonna? I said earlier. I said he should come to the Vikings because apparently we need A+ players at every single skill position for our quarterback to do well. But I don't
Hey
know.
man, if I'm the Minnesota, that's pretty interesting. That's a hot take alert. I feel like if I'm Minnesota, I'll give you a second round pick for OBJ and stick him next to Adam Thielen. It's all about really with OBJ where he wants to be. He
Yeah,
wants to be in a situation where it's about him and he wants to make plays. Um, I feel like to his credit, Baker Mayfield has not really helped him be the receiver that he wants to be. We saw what he was able to do with the Eli Manning, who some people see as a Hall of Famer, and some people see as Peyton little brother, who was pretty good, whatever. But he was a Hall of Fame receiver with that type of quarterback.
yeah,
It is obvious that Baker Mayfield is a step back from that. So you can understand some of his frustration when he has such capabilities, but at the same time, you're so dependent on your quarterback as a receiver. There's only so much you can do. But with that being said, as an adult, it's all about how you carry yourself. So that's where he kind of has the grunt to bear there. But yeah, that touchdown was big, just as big for Odell as it was for Baker, as well as it was for the organization of the Cleveland Browns. Like, can you imagine the weight that's lifted and those people who got to walk around that fucking office while they practice? Like, oof, I don't have to hear fucking Odell whining and kicking shit over, or watch Baker Mayfield throw another fucking practice interception because he doesn't have any confidence. So yeah, that was big for their season. But let's see if they can win this game because Cincinnati's right there.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people, the Browns were favored by 6 points, which apparently is a lot, for the Browns. I think they're saying like the Browns haven't been favored by 6 in a while. I get a
Rightfully
lot, but
so.
the money was on the Browns, because a lot of people thought, the Bengals. There's so much hope with the Bengals, but I think they're not gonna. But they're probably not gonna win that many games. It's just because their defense really isn't there, and Joe Burrow, as poised as he is, and as comfortable as he looks in the pocket, he's missing guys. And that's just stuff he's just gonna have to learn with time. So, I'm a big fan of Joey B. We'll talk about some other games in the NFL. Did you know that Ben Roethlisberger outrushed Saquon Barkley Sunday Night Football?
I did not know that, but I don't have anything positive to say about the Steelers. But they're cooking
He's
something up over
the
there.
dual threat guy, Sammy. So we
No, they're
recorded
not.
before
No, they're
those
not.
shows. What did you think of the night games?
I enjoyed it. It was good football. Ben Roethlisberger again looked like he was back, to being himself
It
with
was
some
so
weapons.
late, even for me on the West Coast. I was like, "Damn, it's getting late." I'm an old man. I don't.
Yeah, but you got to stay up for the Drew Lock show,
I
right? Like,
did.
you got to see the boy Drew
Oh,
out there.
I was booing the kicker. That
Oh
last
man,
kick,
yeah.
that last kick, I was supposed to. I have it on my phone, but hold on, maybe I can find it. And I was booing. I was booing at this guy.
Yeah,
I was like,
do you think Bill Belichick was watching that game, like really just with a nice
oh,
glass
he
of
loved
wine,
it.
just
He
having
loved, and he loved that Tampa lost first week. Are you kidding me? He creamed
yeah.
so hard in his pants, like it was just like he couldn't believe it. That's why he's doing all these Subway commercials now. He's like, oh, Brady, he wants to reach out. I can reach out too. Hold on. Let's see. And no, I guess I don't have it. But anyway, I was booing him. But he ended up making the kick. I mean, what do you do with a kicker like that? Misses 3, but makes the game winner. I mean, is it all's fair in love and war? Like, don't harm, no foul? Like,
I mean, there was definitely harm, so there's some foul there, but you saved your job by making the game-winning kick. At least you're able to come back in the building the next day. And what do you do? I mean, his head coach is his fucking former teammate with Vrabel, so that's got to be a sketchy situation right
yeah.
there. Like, I mean, it would have been an awkward conversation to have if he missed that game winner. You're like, hey, pal, I know we won a couple Super Bowls together, but I got to let you go, man. Get the fuck out
I
of here.
don't think Vrabel's a hey pal kind of guy. I think he's more of a get the fuck out of here kind of guy. But,
But that would be his pal, it's my guy.
Yeah. I like Braves. I think he's a cool coach. He's a pretty
He's
versatile
definitely
player.
impressed me. He has been the best Belichick disciple. He's not really a disciple because I think he coached on him like a linebacker or something like that.
Maybe.
I don't think he was ever the D coordinator under in New England. So look at him to be the best Belichick disciple as far as head coaches,
I
and
know.
he really is not a disciple.
Josh McDaniel's such a little bitch. Like he just won't leave.
Yeah.
And he was gonna go to
He's
Indy,
never going to be a good head coach.
and then no one's gonna offer him a head coaching job after that. After oh yeah, I'll take the job. No, I don't take the job anymore. Like.
And he thinks Bill Belichick is going to retire at some point, and he doesn't realize how fucking long at some point is. Like, at some point, it's going to be like another decade.
Especially if he can keep it rolling with Cam. I think it's Patriots, Seattle.
Seattle.
I think.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, you know, everyone is blowing Russell Wilson this season because he's the greatest. He's the the new Steve Young. I love Russell Wilson. I don't know, for a long time he was my favorite player in the NFL. I just liked him. He was Wisconsin. He came to Wisconsin. He did that grad transfer. He killed us when he was at NC State. New shirt, by the way. Took forever to get here. Long story. But I like him. I like Russell Wilson. Colin Cowherd's top 3 quarterbacks are Lamar, Patrick, and Russ. And then he says there's everybody else.
Yeah, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I got something to say about that. I want to have a little conversation there. And that's from one of the biggest Raven fans I would say he's more so north of that category than south. But I can understand where he's coming from. They're the future. Deshaun Watson had a rough start, but he's also the future. The future is looking real black. I mean, bright, but also black as far as the quarterback position. But yeah, man, there's a lot of things going on in the early parts of this season that are pretty captivating as far as the NFL. So shout out to the schedulers for that. Ravens got a nice matchup, like you were just talking about, with Lamar being one of the top guys with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson needing that bounce back game. I don't really see it coming against us. But you can say I'm a bit jaded. But I don't know. Bill O'Brien, how long do you keep your fucking job, man? Like, if they come out there and they look like how they looked against the Chiefs, which is what I'm hoping for, but it's not guaranteed. That's how talented Deshaun Watson is.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Like, I don't know if he's dating the owner's daughter or someone, but why are you just having the green light to just shit show the fucking organization here in Houston? They love football in Texas. I don't understand how Texas fans really stand for this.
I don't think he's very popular with the fans. I mean, he wins just enough, because the Texans, they're the newest of all the franchises, so it took them kind of a while to get there. I remember when they had Arian Foster, and they were like 12-4, and then they went, and then they had a pretty good run, and then I think the pick sixes started affecting them way too much, and then they just kind of went down the toilet again. Jack Brooks, 10.
It's kind of hard to win when you don't have a quarterback.
We got a comment, Sammy.
Hey, comment alert.
Jack Brooks, 10, hi. And then he says, go Browns. How about that?
All right, he's here for the Brown show.
Okay,
shout out to the Bake Show. Shout out to Cleveland.
We got
brownies in the building.
We had an old boss who was a big Browns fan. Remember John?
Oh, yeah, I remember John.
John. That guy was a weirdo. Doesn't he live in Puerto Rico now or something?
I don't know where he lives. I just hope that he's paying his taxes and everything.
Dude, that check was a scam. That whole building was a scam. Like, they were calling people and they're getting our social security numbers and stuff, saying this building's going on. Who knows? Who knows what happened with that? But hey, that was that's when you live the life and just things happen.
Hey man, living fast.
We actually have a voicemail too, Sammy. You want to hear that?
Oh, okay, let's hear it. You got a nice little interaction. Shout out to the people, man. We appreciate you all.
Hi, this is Sam with the New Georgia Project Action Fund. We're just contacting Georgians to ensure that they're prepared to vote in November. Just as a reminder, the last day to register to vote is October 5th. If you have any other questions, check out our website at newgeorgiaproject.org. Thank you.
Well, how about that?
Fucking vote, people.
I love it how Sammy just vote. I love all the interactions. You fans are the best, and then it's a wrong number.
Vote. It's not an interaction at all. No one's interacting with us. No.
Now Brooks 10 said hi, but yeah, go vote. How about that? I've seen a lot of that. Go vote.
Shout out to Brooks 10.
Brooks 10. I wonder if Brooks is 10. I don't know who Brooks 10 is. Oh, Jack Brooks.
I don't know, but
Jack Brooks 10.
Jack Brooks.
10.
If you're not 10, Jack Brooks will vote. So, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So
somebody leave a voicemail other than tell us to fucking vote, people. Cool.
They know the phone number. 470-391-4034. You can text anytime. You can call anytime. And guess what? It's going to go to my Google Voice. Excuse me. My Google Voice thingamabob. And we'll look at your text. We'll read it. You know, like, what are you waiting for?
To be on the show. Come on.
How's that? Speaking, so we were talking about Texans. How is that Arian Foster's trade looking right now with DeAndre Hopkins, who looks like a match made in heaven with Kyler Murray? Arizona upsets. I don't think we got to talk about them last time too much. Arizona upsets who a lot of people think are going to win the NFC. The San Francisco 49ers. I like watching Arizona play. They're a fun team to watch.
Yeah, no, definitely a fun team. That was probably one of the bigger wins that went under the radar. Like, people, like, the Cardinals just beat the 49ers, and people were like, yeah, Kyler Murray's good, whatever. No one fucking saw that coming. Like, They were a bad team last year. Everybody was talking shit about Cliff Kingsbury and his fucking dope boy mansion. Like, literally, he lives like a fucking Jimmy Sosa.
Yeah.
But with that being said, he obviously knew something that people didn't, because his offense appears to be working, and the 49ers defense is supposed to be one of the tougher ones in the NFL.
You remember?
So for him to squeak out that win was a good win.
Do you remember how much shit he took for taking Kyler Murray first? And, like, he was basically telling everybody.
I mean, look how much shit they took for hiring him.
Yeah, like, he was telling everybody, yeah, we're going to take Kyler Murray first. And, you know, it's like sometimes you kind of keep that under the rug, but they're like, no, fuck you. We're taking this guy at 1 overall. And it looks great. I mean, Kyler Murray, like, he's, 5'10"? He's got to be the shortest quarterback. I mean, if he can continue, he could be like the Steph Curry of quarterbacks. You know, leading a new charge to these, like, 5'10" guys with just cannon arms and just hop around like a flea, like they're Lionel Messi. No one can tackle this guy. He's like a greased pig midget man walking around. People are just, like, trying to grab him. It's like, no, he is one of my favorite players to watch, for sure.
You definitely made a good point there, Savage. There's a lot of guys right now who are in high school who got moved to running back or a different position because they were too short, but they know they can sling it just as good as the quarterback for their team. Kyler Murray is going to help those type of guys get opportunities, especially with the athleticism. Now, obviously, if he wasn't able to run out of the pocket when it collapses on him because he can't see over the lineman, then it'd be a different story. So you have to have that combination if you don't have the height of the ability to escape pressure, because that's going to happen pretty often at your stature. So I don't know if there's going to be a bunch of Kyler Murrays, kind of like, you know, I like the Steph comp. I don't know how many Steph Currys we're going to see, at least in the near future, but you're definitely going to see more guys like Kyler get an opportunity, as far as if you're not 6 foot or 6'4",
right.
Still be able to play under center.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at Arizona, you can see the college game, how it slowly just bleeds into the NFL game, you know, and then, I don't know, this is a gross metaphor, but then it scabs up, and then for the next, you know, thing on and on and on. But it's like, and you know what, and the reason for that, I enjoy the NFL now more than I ever did, just because I know more of the college players, and I was thinking to myself, what if I become a number 1 NFL guy one of these days, Sammy? College football's number 1. I watched so much NFL, way more NFL than I did college. This week,
I mean, it's a little different, too. They're also, you know, playing different schedules. You got one conference saying they're not going to play, then saying they're going to play, then it's only going to be 8 games. So, I mean, college football is a little different this year, so I can understand why you're gravitating towards something that's kind of been more traditional with the NFL. But, I mean, also it's just better talent. Like, I love basketball, but I'm only watching a couple college basketball games from start to finish compared to NBA, where I watch several different teams play. It's just a talent level. These guys are making the big bucks for a reason, and they're also grown-ass men. I mean, I can understand where you're coming from. If you have an allegiance to a certain college team, especially for a long time, you know, you're kind of grandfathered into the whole situation as far as being down for that tribe. But with the NFL, it's just more so much is going on, especially with the free agency. People are able to kind of move around a lot more. Shout out to LeBron James on that. Yeah, I know he don't play in the NFL, but he's just one of the biggest player in power in professional sports history. But yeah, man, I don't know if you could ever convert because you're not wearing a fucking Viking shirt right now. You still got the state, you still repping, but I mean, I can understand where you're coming from because college football is looking a little different this year. And by a little different, I mean fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, yeah, there is an odd vibe to it. But I still, I watched a lot of it. But yeah, and also Red Zone. God, that just it's hypnotizing. You can't look away.
There's not too many things that are right about life. NFL Red Zone is one of them.
You can sit there for hours.
Football, that's it.
Just hours.
You see everything you need to see.
And it doesn't stop.
You don't even have to like a team. Just turn it on.
It's constant. It is heroin. It is football heroin. And it's just injected right into your eyeballs. And you just can't look away. Speaking of look away, we're going to have to look away because the game has started. Sammy, final prediction. Who you got?
I'm feeling spicy tonight. I'm taking an upset. I don't want to jinx the Bengals, but I think they come back and win this game by 3 points. I predict that Burrow ends with more than a single touchdown. Multiple touchdowns for Joey B.
Damn. Sammy has spoken. I think we're going to see probably more of the same. I think the Browns are probably going to win by like 10. But, I think they're just going to dangle that carrot in front of the Bengals enough to make the game, like, watchable. But I think, they're, a more experienced team and they have more talent. They're at home. They should win. But I would be very happy to be wrong for Joey B.
We'll see, man. Odell owner. Shout out to him getting a fucking touchdown. Let's see if he continues to do that. That's the only way my prediction is incorrect. Adrian Green, where you at?
Hey, in the meantime, 470-391-4034. Just text it now. Just say, hey, what's up? And I'll text back, yo, what up? You got a question or not? And then you might text your question or you might just blow me off. Either or, you're still contributing to the show. We appreciate it. If you like the show, watch the show, subscribe to the show. We'll be back after the afternoon games. Right, Sammy?